Hello everyone, it's another daily planning routine vlog video. This time, I'm filming it on a Sunday because ever since I started working, the weekends are the only possible time to do it. It's about 7:15 and already the sun is up as if it's noontime. With summer, everything is sunnier, warmer, and insects are thriving. Speaking of insects, the baby praying mantises are growing. We have 4 in this plexi box. I'll figure things out when they grow too big to be in the same box. I also need to find some time to clean it. For breakfast, we're having some pandan Swiss roll and Hokkaido chiffon cupcake along with some coffee and milk for my daughter. After breakfast, it's time to do some planning. For this morning, I'm listing my tasks in this planner I got for free during a planner convention I attended many years ago. It's undated and I use this for work too. This is just temporary until I manage to finish decorating my Hobonichi daily page. It's about 9 a.m. and I'm now using the room upstairs since my husband has left to drop my daughter off at her chess class. I'm gonna take this time to do some planning session. First off, I start by flipping from the beginning of my Hobonichi cousin and work my way to the end. Here, where I keep track of my habits, I'm updating my Saturday entry. I was in a good mood, so it's gold, and I didn't do much reading, and that's why it's silver. At the monthly page where I keep track of my social media accounts, it's really bare because my focus hasn't been on it. I have been consistent with my Instagram posts at least. Moving on to the weekly pages, I'm marking X on feeding the animals because I did that earlier, feeding the birds and praying mantises. There's nothing else I really want to update for now, so moving on. There's nothing to do on my goals and monthly task page, so continuing on to the daily page. Before that, I stopped by the currently page just to pause and reflect on whether I have anything to add. It's where I list down highlights that's happening with Ezri or myself, but there's nothing so far, so moving on to the actual daily page. You may or may not have seen these pages already. As I have mentioned, I do post my daily pages on my Instagram account. The details are in the description box below if you want to check it out. I drew Pikachu for Friday and then I drew Mahito from Jujutsu Kaisen for Saturday. After checking off some tasks for Saturday, I'm going to move on. Drawing and prepping my daily page takes a while, so before I do that, I'm just going to move on to the easy task first, which is the updating of the back pages. Here, I'm updating my self-care tracker for the month. I don't really keep a detailed tracking system for it because it's going to take some effort if I were to do that. So instead, if I recall doing it, I'll just mark it no matter what, if I did it only once or a couple of times. Moving on, I'm thinking of starting a tracker for my hours worked during my temp period, but I'll have to think about it first though. Not sure if it's worth my time doing that when the work app does that already. There's nothing I really want to update here. The only thing I want to update is my sleep tracker. I've been making an effort to sleep a little bit early for the past week and a half just to give me that 7 hours so that I would feel more alert when I'm working. I'm really grateful that the type of work I'm doing doesn't make me feel too stressed that I would be thinking about it all the time, as I tend to do that when there's something to be solved. Now back to the daily page for Sunday. I'm ready to start prepping it. At first I thought I'd start off with the stickers first, but after thinking about it and putting down the first strip, I revert back to my usual practice of drawing first. For this day, I'm drawing some bougainvillea flowers. I have some on my balcony as you might have seen at the start of the video. There are pink-purple ones as well as yellow-brown ones. I'm choosing the pink-purple ones for this page because it will match well with the stickers that I will be using. I'll be honest, I'm not really a fan of drawing flowers. It's hard for me to make them look realistic. But the thing about flowers is that any imperfect lines can be seen as natural. At first I included the veins, if you will, on the petals, but looking at it, I think it would be too messy when I draw over the lines with my pen. So I'm just going to draw enough to make them look like flowers, and then with the color pencils, I will try to add some details to the petals. While you watch me continue to draw, I'm going to talk a bit about my current life with me now back in work. For those of you that aren't aware, I have been unemployed for 1 year and 5 months now. Of course, it's not something that I planned, nor was it a fun employment. Back in late 2021, I made a difficult decision to quit my job, and I managed to find contract jobs for 8 months or so the following year. But when that ended, it's been a difficult journey to job search. With the free time that I have, you would think that I would be relaxed and enjoying myself, but I assure you, especially with my personality and tendencies, having that free time is a constant reminder that I don't have a job, and it affected me in many ways. Trying to stay positive and motivated to keep on job searching was challenging, but one thing that helped was definitely having a routine. My planning sessions helped me a lot in that regard, and I'm truly grateful for it. I like making my to-do list and listing the job search task as well as other tasks that will keep me occupied for the day helps to distract my thoughts. Of course, a planner is just a tool. You still have to make a conscious effort to do the task for it to work. I get some satisfaction checking off tasks from my to-do list, and that's how I manage to stay consistent in my planner. Now that I'm working again, I have to change my daily planning routine now. I can no longer spend my mornings planning and the afternoon preparing my daily pages. Instead, what I have been doing since I started work was to focus on getting ready to leave the house on time with my daughter so that I can drop her off at the childcare center and then driving on to my workplace. I also carve out some time to feed the birds and praying mantises in the morning as well. When I'm back from work, I'm usually hungry, so I either eat a little snack or go straight to having my dinner. After that, I sit and relax or take a shower. My planning session usually happens close to my daughter's bedtime, and it can be a little distracting and I can't think of what to draw. I'm also a little tired from the day's work, so I gravitate towards drawing something quick and simple. When the drawing and decorating is done, I list down some things I can do with that remaining time I have left for the evening and journal about my day. And then at the end of it, I take photos of my daily spread and post it on my Instagram account. Most of the time, I don't manage to do all of the tasks I list because I just want to sit and watch a show without moving a muscle. And maybe that's why I have no problem sleeping early because I'm already tired and ready to go to bed. So that's been my planning daily routine so far. It leaves little time to do much of anything except the essential or important things like preparing lunch boxes and cooking. And I'm still trying to figure out the right time to film for my YouTube channel. It's going to take some time to figure things out, but it's just something I'll have to go through. I'm so grateful that I'm working again that I'll gladly make the changes to accommodate it. Without going into too much details, the kind of work I'm doing uses my transferable skills that I've gained throughout my career. It's a combination of administrative and accounting skills, and it's a totally different industry than I've ever worked in before. I've changed careers many times and all in totally different industries. It's interesting, but the downside is I have to start from the lower level position, and it takes a lot of effort trying to convince companies that I'd be a good fit. But despite all of the drastic changes, I've always managed to somehow earn better than before, and that's a promise I made to myself. No matter how different or if you're not sure if it's the right fit, if it pays better, just give it a try. And I'm glad I did for this one. It has its good and bad side, but for the most part, I think it's good for me. So I'm gonna try my best at it and see where it takes me. So that's enough about my personal work life. Looking at this drawing now, I just realized I should have drawn more leaves than the 2 in the middle. But it's okay, I still like it. Now to copy down the list of tasks I had drafted out this morning in my other planner, and then to do some journaling. I wrote about finishing watching the first season of Jujutsu Kaisen this morning, and I'm planning to watch the movie next. I really like the movie even though it's centered around a side character. Next, I wrote about the praying mantises that we have. I noticed that they have gone through a couple of molting cycles because they look much bigger now. And we actually had 5 live ones before, but now it's just 4. Probably didn't survive the molting cycle or was eaten by another praying mantis. I know I can't keep them all in one box, but maybe this is the solution. Keep them together until there's only one left. Then I don't have to worry about releasing them into the neighborhood. There can be only one. Do you recognize that reference? That gives me an idea on what I could draw next. The next part I wrote about hoping to be productive, but it might be taken up by my spending some time to teach my daughter on how to edit videos. She already knows how to edit videos from playing Roblox. They actually have a game that does that. But this one, I'm teaching her on how to use Canva. I normally use Filmora, but I think for her need, using Canva should be sufficient, and it's online. No installation is required. Next, I wrote about wanting to read more, but work life makes it a little hard. I can listen to audiobooks while I'm driving, but I'm not usually paying much attention to it because I'm more focused on the road. Hopefully, when I have my routine down and I'm not so tired all the time, I can actually set aside some quiet reading time. Journaling all done, now I'm going to check off some tasks that I've already done so far. I unloaded and loaded the dishwasher, I fed the birds and praying mantises, and I'm already filming this video you're watching now. I've just finished decorating the page for today and the journaling part done. The next thing I'll be doing is taking photos of my daily page and posting it on Instagram. And then I will be doing my daily routine task of filling my meal log and doing my Duolingo. That's it for now. Time to take a break from the planning session. I decided to get started with editing this video while watching the Jujutsu Kaisen Zero movie. Sometime later, I had my lunch while continuing to watch the movie. Lunch over, I started on my next task of putting away folded clothes. My daughter was playing Roblox on a laptop in her room. Just when I thought I was done with laundry, in came another basket of clothes to fold, never ending. Sometime later, I'm going back to my planner to check off some tasks. I had filmed an Instagram short of my May daily pages flipped through and posted it on my Instagram and YouTube account. And then earlier, I had put away the folded clothes. After that, I spent some time updating my expense log for the month. I also did a casual look at Target online. And then finally, I listed some tasks I wanted to work on for the next day at work. That's it for now. Time to take a break and work on some more tasks. When I was taking a break, I continued editing the video and looked at random YouTube videos. My daughter decided to build a fortress of pillows and blanket and camp inside. After my break, I'm back in my planner for another planning session. I had done my Wordle puzzle earlier, so I'm checking that off. And now, I'm going to prep for next week's weekly spread. Setting up my weekly spread is fairly quick and simple. I use my weekly spread to track my flossing habit, whether I fed the animals for the day, listing my weekly task, note down my Wordle puzzle and score, track my water intake, whether I worked a full 8 hours or was sent home early, and finally some space to write down some notes on Spanish lessons I'm taking through Duolingo. For decoration, I'm just going to use the washi tapes I have and stickers I bought many years ago from various Etsy shops. I'm not fussy on whether or not they match a certain theme, just as long as they have more or less the same color and it should tie in together. Sometimes I close my eyes to pick out 2 of the washi rolls I'm going to use. As I had mentioned in my previous video, I know I have a habit tracker in the calendar index page at the beginning of the Hobonichi planner, but I made it a point to have something to track in the weekly pages, just so that I can use the habit tracker stickers that I have. In the corner of the weekly pages, there's always some blank space, which I would just fill it up with some decorative sticker like these. These half-box stickers are going to be used to write my Wordle answers and scores. They fit perfectly in the columns too. To track my water intake, I'm going to use some blank habit tracker stickers from this sticker book. Sometime later off camera, I added more stickers to track my work hours. I forgot about them when I was filming this. Oh well, you didn't miss too much. And that's it for the weekly pages. With that done, I'm going to check it off from my to-do list. And that's it for this planning session. Time for another break. I continue editing the video and watching another random YouTube video. It's about this guy that goes around cleaning up people's front and backyard. Pretty interesting to see the before and after. Later in the evening, I had my dinner. Sometime at night after I've taken my shower, I'm going back into my planner for another planning session. I'm just going to check off a few things I had taken care of. I had also done some reading. I'm currently reading Unfortunately Yours by Tessa Bailey. Pretty interesting, and I think I might read her other books as well. That's it for my planning routine. Later, I had played some Roblox with my daughter, and then it was her bedtime. After putting her to bed, I just relaxed for the rest of the night. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, do give me a thumbs up. And if you want to watch more of my other videos, do subscribe to my channel. And with that, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!